The Queen sent me to bring you back to the Red Keep.
If you won't defend your own city, why should they?
What would you have me do?
Lead!
We're taught that kings lead and soldiers follow. But at the Mudgate, the king is a coward and the imp is the only one left with a spine. And Joffrey? He turns his back and walks away from the battlefield, abandons his own men in the middle of a war. Look at Tyrion's face in that moment. Just look at it. No shock, no anger, just this quiet realization washing over him. It's going to be him. He's the one who has to do this.
I'll lead the attack.
I'll lead the attack!
And in that single moment, you can see the weight of it crushing down on him. The walls are shaking from battering rams. Men are screaming. Fire is consuming ships in the bay. And the one person who's supposed to lead, the king himself, just walked away. This is the Battle of Blackwater. And this is the moment Tyrion Lannister became legendary. Not because he won glory, not because he got recognition, but because he did the right thing knowing full well that history would forget him. Think about it. He saved King's Landing, led men into battle, nearly died holding the line, and by the end, stripped of everything, forgotten, left scarred in a dark room while everyone else takes credit. That's the contradiction. That's the brilliance. I mean, sure, I'll break down every detail of why this episode is a masterpiece, why this battle defines Tyrion completely, why this is the episode that made him legendary. But first, we need some context. This scene takes place during the Battle of Blackwater. Stannis Baratheon is coming with the largest fleet Westeros has seen in years. And this isn't just another petty lord with delusions of grandeur. This is a seasoned commander, a man who held Storm's End through starvation, who broke the Greyjoy fleet at Fair Isle. He's coming for the throne, and he's bringing an army that could swallow King's Landing whole.
Come with me and take this city!
Tyrion's been screaming warnings for weeks. To Cersei, to Joffrey, to anyone who'll listen. Prepare or the city falls. Nobody listens. Cersei rejects every plan because her dwarf brother can't possibly be smarter than her.
They are going to attack us. We need to be ready.
No need to concern yourself over it. The king is taking personal charge of siege preparations.
Every suggestion he makes, every strategy he proposes, she dismisses it. Not because it's wrong, but because it came from him. Joffrey's even worse. He's too busy playing dress-up with his crown, showing off his new sword, talking about how he'll personally kill Stannis and mount his head on the walls.
You'll kiss it again when I return, and taste my uncle's blood.
The boy has never been in a real fight in his life, but he talks like he's already won the war. Meanwhile, Tyrion's father Tywin is stuck fighting Robb Stark in the Riverlands. So he sent Tyrion to King's Landing to serve as Hand of the King in his absence.
You will serve as Hand of the King in my stead.
To keep Joffrey from doing something catastrophically stupid. To hold the realm together while the real men fight the real wars. At least, that's how Tywin sees it. So Tyrion does the actual work. Long nights hunched over maps with Varys and Bronn. Planning, calculating, trying to defend a city that was never meant to withstand a siege like this. The walls aren't high enough. The garrison isn't large enough. And half the soldiers are terrified peasants who've never held a sword before in their lives. That's when Tyrion discovers something. The Wildfire. Thousands of pots of it. In the books, Tyrion is terrified of fire, haunted by childhood stories of the Mad King burning people alive, the screams, the smell of burning flesh. Those stories never left him, and now he's about to weaponize the thing that gives him nightmares. That's not just strategy. That's a man willing to face his worst fear because it's the only way to save everyone. When the wildfire hits Stannis' fleet, it's apocalyptic. One moment, there are hundreds of ships filling the bay, sails everywhere, the sound of oars cutting through water, men shouting orders. The next moment, green flames. Not normal fire, not the orange and red you're used to. This is bright, toxic green, unnatural. The kind of fire that doesn't just burn, it consumes. It spreads across the water like it's alive, leaping from ship to ship, turning wood and men into ash. And for a few precious moments, it looks like it might work. But then the smoke clears, and you can see there are still thousands of them. Ships burning, men dead, but not enough. Not nearly enough. Stannis' army is too big. They beach their boats. They breach the Mudgate. The Hound, one of the deadliest men alive, takes one look at those flames, at the chaos, at the impossibility of it all, and he's done.
Can I get you some iced milk?
Your king's guard, Clegane.
Fuck the king's guard. Fuck the king.
And Joffrey? He's terrified, and you can see it on his face.
What did my mother say exactly? Did she have urgent business with me?
She did not say, Your Grace.
Tyrion sees it, sees Joffrey about to abandon his men. And now, Tyrion's standing there alone. A dwarf in a world that mocks him. His king just fled, and his sister is drinking wine and preparing to seduce the enemy.
Tears aren't a woman's only weapon. The best one's between your legs.
The enemy is seconds from breaking through. Every logical part of his brain is screaming at him to run. But someone has to lead, and there's nobody left. So Tyrion turns to face those soldiers, men who've never respected him, men who see him as a joke, men who don't see any hope in the dwarf.
I'll lead the attack.
I'll lead the attack!
Men, form up! Men!
And at this moment he does something brilliant. He doesn't pretend. He just tells them the truth.
They say I am half a man. But what does that make the lot of you?
And you can feel the weight of that. Every insult he's ever heard. All of it packed into those words. Just like that, the dynamic shifts. He's not above them. He's one of them.
Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them!
Then he picks up an axe and walks. Because at this point of time, Tyrion is the captain of the ship, and if the
Ship goes down, I go with it.
When Tyrion reaches the battlefield, everything is chaos. Men towering over him, swords flashing, fire everywhere. He's fighting. And somehow, it's working. For one impossible moment, it looks like they might survive. Then Sir Mandon Moore, his own Kingsguard, slashes him across the face. But he stays there, barely conscious, until Tywin arrives and saves the city. And that's when the real betrayal begins. The father who sent Tyrion to King's Landing and made him act as a hand of king, because he is Tywin's son.
Why not my uncle? Why not anyone? Why me?
You're my son.
Taking credits for winning the war. And yes, never came to visit his wounded son. Tyrion, the man who saved the city, the man who bled on that battlefield, the man who held the line when the king ran, is moved out of his chamber, stripped of his power, forgotten. So, why call this the episode that made Tyrion legendary? Because glory is a luxury for the kings who ride in at the end. For the man in the mud, there is only the terrible burden of necessity.
There are many who know that without you, this city faced certain defeat. The king won't give you any honors, the histories won't mention you, but we will not forget.
Tyrion proves here that true leadership isn't about looking the part. It's about holding the line when the facade crumbles. He didn't lead that charge for applause. He did it because captains don't abandon ship. But his erasure reveals the show's cruelest mechanic. The crown doesn't reward the man who stops the wheel. It rewards the man who sits on top of it. Tyrion was the architect of the victory, but Tywin was the image of it. And that is a tragedy far worse than death. If you made it this far, thank you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment about your favorite Tyrion moment. Until then, stay cult.